Kלים Perek Daled Mishnah Beis. We're carrying on with another contrast between a kli cheres sholem and a gistro. Chovishin is feroya. You got a kli sholem, but it's become weakened to such an extent. Ve'eno yechola lihitaltel bechatzi kav grogeris. You can't actually put in it. It can't carry a chatzi kav of dried figs. This shear is used because this is the shear of a su'uda achas, one su'uda, and because the chovis cannot even contain, because if you were to put a chatzi kav grogeris in it, it would break. It's so weak, then it's tahira. And as we said before, there are two levels on which a kli cheres can become tahir. One is a small hole, or a case of ri'ua, where the kli cheres becomes so weakened but it's still basically whole. In such a case, it's tahir. Although it's tahir, it's still retaining its shem kli. The nafkamin is that you're still able to repair it and put it back to its original state. Then we've got level 2 of a breakage called the gistra, where it's so smashed, the gistra itself can still be makabel tumah, assuming it complies with the conditions mentioned in Perek Beis Mishnah Beis regarding the shear of the gistra. But as the Mishnah is going to say, once the gistra itself breaks further, that's it. A gistra kiven shetahir shah achas shuv ein tumah lo'olam, as the Bartanura mentioned in Mishnah Aleph. And that's what's happening here. Chovis, which has gone weaker, it's tahir, but let's say you were to reinforce it afterwards, it would become tummy again, as the Mishnah said in previous Perek Gimel Mishnah Daled. Chovis in Israel v'tiplo biglolim, it's tameo. That's a chovish in Israel. But gistrosh in Israel, you have your gistra, which is able to be makabel tumah, and then the gistra itself gets weakened, even gets weakened a tiny bit. Ve'ena mekabeles mashkin, it cannot contain a small crack, and that crack would allow the mashkin to drip out. Although we can still use for eichlin, tahira. A gistra has got one shear called a moitzi mashke. Once it's a moitzi mashke, that's it. It's ois gistra, it's tahir. Why? She'ein shirayin is shirayin. Here the Mishnah is telling us why a gistra is different from a kli cheres. A kli cheres breaks. You have a hole for fruit, things come out, moitzi zayis, or it's a koinis mashke. You can still take another broken piece of cheres, put it underneath the kli to catch any leaks. You would use a sheva kli to help a kli sholem still function. However, once you're dealing with a shirayim, with the gistra itself, which is a shirayim, you would never use a smaller piece of shirayim to save the bigger piece of shirayim. You would just throw it in the garbage, you just chuck it, it's got no use.